Winging it with the refills. 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 Winging it with the Whitfields. Boom.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are here to get you straight to the facts about what is actually happening right now in the North Texas housing market, August 2026. If you clicked on this video, you might be in a very stressful position. Either your house is currently listed for sale with a great real estate agent and it's just sitting there, or you have an inherited property or an outdated family home that you need to sell. And your instinct is to go to the traditional route, sign a 3 to 6 month listing agreement and wait. Before we go a single step further, I want to say something that might surprise you coming from an investor. If you called a realtor first, you did the right thing. That is traditional knowledge. That is what we were all raised to do. When you have a property to sell, you call an agent to list it. There's no shame in that. And I am not here to badmouth realtors. They work incredibly hard. Real quick, whether this is your first time stumbling across my face or 10th time tuning into our weekly episodes, I want to invite you to join our community. Look, you might be watching this video on the fly on your phone or sitting in your car, and you might not have the opportunity to watch it in its entirety right now. So do yourself a huge favor. Pause this video right now. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, it's saved in your library, and you can come back to finish it later tonight when you have a quiet moment. Okay? Let's jump right back into the facts. Traditional wisdom only works when the market is behaving traditionally. And if you've been paying attention to what's happening across Grand Prairie, Arlington, Mansfield, North Dallas over the last 90 days, you know things have shifted. We are in August 2026. This is very much unlike the years of 2021 and 2022, when buyers were aggressively waiving inspection fees, paying $50,000 or more over the asking price just to win a house. Those times have long gone. Those times are buried and dead. Today, we are going to look at why so many local homeowners are stuck, where a house sitting on the market is actually costing you out of pocket every single month, and how my husband Robert and I had to learn a very humbling lesson on our own property earlier this year because we fell into the exact same emotional trap you might be in right now. Let's look at how we got into this situation. When you decide to sell your home traditionally, you sit down with a real estate agent. And the agent does exactly what they have been trained to do by their brokerage. They look at the current market, they log into the MLS, and they use their formulas and due diligence to create a responsible listing price based on what has sold within a mile of your house. The agent is being highly knowledgeable. They are running their calculations exactly how they are required to run them. But here's a challenge. When they look at the neighborhood comps to set your price, you are placing your home right around the exact same range as 4 or 5 other houses down the street. I want you to stop and do a quick search in your own neighborhood right now. Look for homes that have the same amount of bedrooms, the same amount of bathrooms, and similar square feet as yours. Look at how long those houses are sitting on the market. They have 40 days, 50, 60. Buyers are looking with absolutely no urgency right now. So if you list your home using the exact same traditional formula, you aren't guaranteed a fast sale. You're just putting yourself in the exact same stagnant group as everyone else. You don't want the same results as the other houses sitting in your neighborhood. You want the result of your home actually being sold. And here is where it gets dangerous for your wallet. When you list an older or outdated home, Traditionally, buyers are hyper picky because of today's interest rates. They bring in an inspector who finds every minor issue, and if you don't agree to fix everything, the buyer could walk away. Do you know what happens next? Your home goes back on the market. Every homeowner needs to understand the stigma of those words. When an agent sees a home go back on the market, they tell their buyers. And when those buyers come back to see your home, they immediately assume you are a motivated seller who is desperate to negotiate. They feel like you are at the mercy and they expect you to bow to them and agree to all of their terms because they think something must be deeply wrong with your house. Now, I don't want you sitting there thinking I am lecturing you as if you're a student in my classroom. By day, I am a reading interventionist at an elementary school. I work with data and I work with reality. And here's the reality. Robert and I know the exact emotional and financial toll of this stagnant market because we just lived through it on a property we invested in Mansfield, Texas. You see, we put an offer in on this home and it was accepted back December 1st, 2025. We finalized everything and officially acquired the property in January 2026. Based on the appraisal and the neighborhood numbers, this 5-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom home was valued well over $350,000. We didn't do a cheap, tacky remodel either. It was gorgeous, a modern home with beautiful finishes and stunning professional pictures. We listed the property in March 2026 at $339,000. We were excited. We got an offer right away. And then that's when reality hit. They wanted a brand new foundation leveled to absolutely zero. When the truth was, foundation shift was completely normal for a Texas home. We never had to address the foundation, and the person who eventually bought the home inspected it and agreed it was completely fine. The first buyers wanted an entirely new HVAC system when the issue was just it needed to be cleaned after construction. They wanted a new hot water heater, a new roof, which we actually did replace the roof, and all new windows when only one single window needed attention. They wanted this $339,000 home to have the layout of a brand new $500,000 homes that was across the 4-lane highway. When that contract fell through, we had to go back on the market. And from March to May, it was a massive change. Every single viewing left us emotionally drained and let down. One buyer said they didn't want the house because his neighbor's grass was too high. I literally went out there the next day, drove the entire street and filmed it because from my eyes, the grass was perfectly fine. Another person said the tree in the backyard was too close to the house. But the real world told us the biggest issues. It was all the rooms were upstairs. Because it didn't have a primary bedroom downstairs, retail buyers were passing it up. We kept lowering the price, and every time we did, we felt insulted. We felt like people were trying to get away with murder and undercut us. We thought we did all these updates. We made this house gorgeous. We aren't just going to give it away. We were clinging to the magic target number we had in our heads instead of accepting what the real world was telling us. While we were sitting there in our feelings, waiting 2 weeks here and 2 weeks there to see if the market will turn around, the calendar was ticking. When a house is sitting on the market, you are still carrying the financial burden. For us, we were paying for 2 mortgages at the same time, the house we lived in and the investment home. Every single month that passed, we were responsible for the loan payment, the light bill, the water bill, the yard maintenance, and the property taxes. All of those costs were accruing monthly. Because we hesitated and didn't drop the price immediately at the gate, we ended up spending just shy of $10,000 in raw holding costs between March and May, just waiting for our magic number to hit. Think about that reality check. If we had taken the emotion out of it on day one, realizing the layout limitations and dropped the price faster, we would have saved ourselves $10,000. By waiting, we actually pocketed less money in the long run. We eventually bit the bullet, dropped the price, and sold the home for $297,000. Did it allow us to do everything on our original checklist? No, but we were able to accomplish two major things. And who are we to be above knocking off two major goals instead of a long list? Hey, a win is a win. We had to swallow that pill, look at the reality of what someone was actually willing to pay, and move on. I am sharing this real life story with you because I want you to see Robert and me in your shoes. We understand the upset feeling of lowering the price. We understand feeling like you're being cheated. You look at the gorgeous pictures of your home and you think, I would buy this house at this price. But you have to separate your personal attachment from the real world market. If your goal is to successfully sell your home, you have to look at your budget and strategize based on reality, not emotion. You have an older family home that needs heavy updates. You have an alternative path. You don't have to stay stuck in that same group as every other stagnant house on the MLS. When you work with investors like Robert and myself, we aren't operating under the picky retail buyer mindset. We are looking at the structure and the layout. If you have a house that has carpet stains, outdated wallpaper, or deferred maintenance, it does not affect us at all. Not one tap. You don't have to spend months of cleaning up or spend thousands of dollars trying to make an old house look like brand new just to please a retail buyer's inspectors. If you have rooms full of unwanted items, you can leave them right there. We handle the heavy lifting. But here's our reality check. We are looking for homeowners who are not ready to make any firm decisions. We are looking for homeowners that are ready to sell their home within the next 30 days. The North Texas market changes drastically between March and May of this year. Because things are moving so fast, we can't come out in July, give you a price, and then close in October or November. Because we don't know what the market will look like then. And we're not here to change our word on you. We want to help families who are ready to take action this month. Stop the holding cost bleed and walk away with a guaranteed win. Let's take the emotion out of the situation. Revamp your goal. Let's get your home sold so you can plan for your future. If you're ready to make a decision within the month, click the link right below this video or scan the QR code on your screen to share your property details with Robert and I. We will give you a straightforward, honest cash offer. Thank you for watching this episode. Take care of your finances, stay grounded in the facts, and I'll see you right back here in 2 weeks for our next Market Deep Dive.